Morning, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice Wednesday morning. Again, some of us waking up with areas of dense fog across the state. Again, skies kind of cleared out. Temperatures cooled off. Winds really light. Again, perfect setup for some fog to go on top of some of the rain that we've seen over the past couple days. Plenty of moisture in the atmosphere. That's what we're seeing across the state early this morning. Going to hang out with us at least, I think, for the next hour or two before it really begins to burn off. We have dense fog advisories that cover a good portion of the 1011 coverage area. These were recently just expanded a little bit further into eastern and southeastern Nebraska, and now do cover Lincoln and Lancaster County, though here in the Lincoln Metro, again, not dealing with too many areas of fog, but again, these go until 10 a.m., so for about another hour. So again, if you do run into some dense fog this morning, make sure you give yourself a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra following distance, again, just so we can avoid any accidents or things like that. But going to be dealing with the fog through this morning, and then we're going to be watching out for the potential for some widespread rain, especially for western sections of the state as we head through the day today. So visibility is currently out there again, worst across again parts of northeastern Nebraska into parts of south central and southeastern Nebraska. Visibility being reported right now at 0 in Norfolk, around a mile for O'Neill, and Ord, also down to 0 in York. And then here at the Lincoln area again, at the Lincoln Airport being reported at 10 miles. We've seen some patchy fog here in the Lincoln Metro kind of drift through this morning, maybe a little bit worse, and again sort of rural parts of Lancaster County, but we are in that dense fog advisory until 10 o'clock this morning. And this is kind of what some of the views have looked like. This is the Beaver Crossing time lapse again, so starting overnight, so again dark. And then as we head through the day today, I don't know why my time lapse isn't working. Well, this is just really sad. It was a really nice looking time lapse from our Beaver Crossing Skyview camera. Well, let's see if we can load it back up. There it is. So that's what it looked like at 6 o'clock this morning, again, just before sunrise. Again, you can see that blanket of fog across again, rural parts of the state there out near Beaver Crossing. And through time there, again, you can see kind of that fog just kind of drifting, meandering back and forth, kind of changing directions there as we saw a shift in the winds and clearing out over the course of the last hour or so. Similar views in York, again, going back over the past 5 or so hours. Again, fog kind of drifting in and out, becoming quite dense, low visibility, but then clearing out over the course of the last hour or so. And again, similar views in North Platte early this morning, shortly after 6, visibility near 0. And again, it's kind of ebbed and flowed a little bit. Visibility gets a little bit better, gets a little bit worse. But again, as winds have shifted just a little bit, we've seen that fog clear out just a little bit, and again, especially areas out west, like in North Platte, they'll be dealing with areas of rain as we head through the day today. I saw a little bit of moisture yesterday here in the capital city, officially at the Lincoln Airport, 0.02 of an inch. Again, we'll take whatever we can get for the month. That puts us at just over 3 inches of moisture, and again, over the last several days, have seen some continued light rain here in the capital city and across the coverage area, but again, it hasn't amounted to necessarily all that much, and again, so while we're at 3 inches, again, we average almost 5 inches for the month of May. So we're still likely going to end up over an inch below normal for the month. And again, still just over 4 inches below normal for the year. So certainly while the rainfall over the last week or so, week 10 days has been much needed and very nice. And unfortunately, we still need more. Also, you can see way below normal temperatures yesterday, especially for our highs. Only reached 62 degrees yesterday. Our normal high yesterday was 79, and today that's up to 80 degrees, and we'll be a little bit warmer today, but still seeing some below average temperatures for the day today. But we will start to see warmer temperatures today, and that will lead to warmer temperatures as we head through the week and into the upcoming weekend. So that tops our weather headlines. That warming trend that's going to start today, finally going to feel more like, again, maybe some summer conditions as we head towards the end of the week and into the weekend. And then we're going to keep an eye on those scattered rain chances as we head over the course of the next week. Low temperatures this morning down to the low 40s to low 50s across the state, including 46 at the Lincoln Airport, 45 in Grand Island, 42 in North Platte. Low temperatures on the Tempest weather stations across the Lincoln Metro were in the upper 40s to low 50s. So again, a little bit warmer in town compared to the airport. Current sky views across the state, again, still dealing with some areas of fog. Grand Island, O'Neill, again, not so much here in Lincoln, but again, we do have that dense fog advisory until 10 o'clock. Current conditions at the top of the hour up to 58 at the airport, 55 here at the 1011 studios, a light north wind at 5 miles an hour, and you can see those dew points in the low 50s for us. Temperatures on the Tempest weather stations across town generally sit in the mid to upper 50s. Temperatures across the state in the upper 40s to the upper 50s for most. Falls City is the warm spot there at 60 degrees this morning. Dew points, again, upper 40s, low 50s. These aren't too bad. Again, a little bit of moisture in the air, again, with all the rain that we've seen the last couple of days. And again, as temperatures cooled off last night, again, those temperatures basically falling right down to those dew points, and that's where we're seeing those areas of fog develop. Winds, again, variable, but very light, less than 10 miles an hour. A little bit more of a northerly wind here in Lincoln, a little bit more of a southerly wind in Grand Island, a little bit more of an easterly wind in North Platte. Satellite and radar picture, again, quiet for us here in Lincoln and for southeastern parts of the state, but we do have another weak disturbance that's moving through the area. That's likely going to bring in some widespread showers, maybe some isolated thunderstorms to parts of western and central Nebraska. We're going to watch here in Lincoln. I think we might get clipped by this activity as we head into the afternoon and evening hours, bringing in some chances for some light moisture to the area. Again, parts of western and southwestern Nebraska could see half an inch to maybe an inch of rain, though, with some of this activity as it moves through as we head through the day today into this afternoon and into the early part of this evening. We zoom out, look at a regional view. You can have some of those areas of rain drifting through the state. Also have areas of rain drifting across parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, down to Illinois and Indiana. You zoom out, look at a national view. Have some heavier thunderstorm activity that's been ongoing across parts of South Texas. Early this morning, that's led to some severe thunderstorm warnings, some flash flood warnings down there across parts of South Texas. If you look at your weather alerts, not a whole lot going on. Again, it's going to be hot down in parts of California. Again, they have some heat advisories and extreme heat warnings. Here at home, though, again, we have those dense fog advisories that are in place through 10 o'clock this morning, and then after that, I think the weather overall should be pretty quiet for us. So if we check out Skycast as we head through the day today, again, our in-house model, I think, overdoing the rain just a little bit there, especially across western Nebraska early this morning, but areas of rain, maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two will drift through the western sections of the state through the morning with some of that moisture beginning to kind of impact central parts of the state by midday, and then as we head through the afternoon, these areas of showers and isolated thunderstorms will continue to drift to the south and east into the area. Again, by 5 o'clock, I think here in Lincoln, we could be seeing some light rain again for the drive time this evening. Again, don't expect it to be anything really more than some light rain, kind of like what we've seen the past few days, so not overly impactful for the evening commute, but something we'll just keep an eye on. You may want to grab the umbrella as you head out the door from work later this evening. And then as we head towards 10 o'clock tonight, that activity kind of fizzles as we head past sunset, and then as we head overnight tonight and into Thursday, skies begin to clear out some, and then I think as we head into the day on Thursday, again, we're going to see a mix of sun and clouds, and we'll also continue to see a small chance for maybe a pop-up shower, isolated thunderstorm for the eastern sections of the state. Again, it would be very isolated activity if we do see anything, and then into Thursday evening as we head towards sunset, that activity begins to fade, and we see skies really clear out, and then we should be looking at basically wall-to-wall sunshine as we head into the day on your Friday, setting us up for, again, a much warmer and a much more pleasant, I think, weekend, not having to deal with the rain or the cloud cover or kind of the gray, dreary conditions. So rainfall potential over the next several days is going to be highest across, again, parts of western and southwestern Nebraska, with the activity that we're going to see move through the area today. Again, on the high end, I think half an inch to maybe an inch of moisture can't be ruled out for some of those areas. Again, from North Platte over to McCook, Imperial, kind of up into parts of the Sandhills. Otherwise, the heaviest moisture, at least in the region over the next several days, looks like it's going to fall across parts of kind of south central Kansas, where they could see a couple inches of moisture over the next couple days. If you look at the moisture potential over the course of the next 7 days, again, we're going to keep our eyes, especially on kind of midweek next week. Right now, long-range models, trends kind of favoring much of the region for some areas of heavy precipitation, not showing up yet on the QPF maps just yet, but we'll certainly keep an eye on that. But we will have additional rain chances as we head likely into early next week, likely staying dry through much of the weekend. As far as the severe weather risk, again, we do have a marginal risk today for parts of southwestern Nebraska. Again, so an isolated strong to severe storm can't be ruled out in those areas, but most of the state shouldn't be dealing with any severe weather as we head through the day today or for the day tomorrow. Again, though, we could see an isolated thunderstorm in parts of eastern and southeastern Nebraska, and then for the day on Friday, again, not dealing with any thunderstorm risk or any threat for severe weather as we head into Friday. So if we zoom in, take a closer look, Skycast, try and time things out as we head through the day today. Again, our in-house model likely overdoing some of that rain across western Nebraska versus real-world conditions, but the general trend will be for most of the moisture to be across the western sections of the state through the morning. By midday, starting to kind of push into parts of south-central Nebraska, and then through the afternoon, those areas of light rain, again, maybe an isolated thunderstorm pushing through southwestern, south-central, and then kind of sliding into southeastern parts of the state by drive time this evening, but again, likely just dealing with some areas of light rain. We're likely seeing less than a tenth of an inch of moisture here in the capital city and across the southeastern corner of the state when it's all said and done. By 10 o'clock tonight, expecting most areas to be dry with partly to mostly cloudy skies. As we head through the overnight hours tonight, again, partly cloudy is what we're expecting. Can't rule out, again, maybe some areas of patchy fog again. And then as we head into the day tomorrow, we'll look for mostly to partly sunny skies. Into the afternoon, again, some diurnally driven, again, maybe isolated shower, isolated thunderstorm can't be ruled out, but most areas stay dry. That chance for moisture tomorrow is 20% at best. That activity will fade as we head towards sunset tomorrow night, and then we're looking at mainly sunny or mainly clear skies Thursday night into Friday, and then plenty of sunshine as we head through the day on your Friday. Light northwest winds. Overall, it looks like it should be a really, really nice day, potentially a top 10, 11 day for the day on Friday into Friday evening. There could be an isolated storm in the west, but again, we should be dry across the state. So high temperatures today. Again, we start that warming trend for the eastern sections of the state, at least. Not going to be everywhere, but we're going to see temperatures back to the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees for eastern parts of the state, but cooler, again, cloudy, and again, rain expected as you head into central and western Nebraska. So high temperatures today struggling into the 50s to low 60s for western and central sections of the state. So not everyone's going to be seeing the warmer weather just yet, but it will be coming. Into the tomorrow morning, low 40s to low 50s for low temperatures. Again, maybe some areas of patchy fog once again, but then we really start to warm things up as we head into the day. Thursday, upper 60s, low 70s for temperatures. Again, still below normal, but again, getting at least a little bit better with temperatures generally right around 70 degrees for most areas across the state. Into Friday morning, again, low 40s to low 50s again. Friday afternoon, though, this is when things start to look really nice. We're looking at low 80s across the state. Mainly sunny skies, light winds. Again, not a whole lot of humidity. Dew point should be held in check, so it should be a pretty nice day. Into Saturday morning, it's mid-50s for low temperatures for a lot of the 10-11 coverage area. A few degrees warmer Saturday afternoon with highs in the low to mid-80s. Into Sunday morning, again, it's upper 40s to upper 50s. And then Sunday afternoon, first day of June, first day of meteorological summer, we'll see more summer-like conditions with highs in the mid-to-upper 80s. Could be a few spots that touch or threaten 90 degrees Sunday afternoon. So again, should be a nice start to the month of June for us. You can see the 7-day forecast here, staying in the upper 80s, right around 90 degrees. Then for the day on Monday as well. Then a little bit cooler as we head into Tuesday of next week. Temperatures falling back to the low 80s, but that's pretty seasonal for early June. So again, you can see temperatures kind of all over the place as we head over the course of the next week. Again, from the mid to upper 60s today, all the way up to the low 90s by early next week. Chances for rain again today. Again, can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm. Best chance for us here in Lincoln would be late this afternoon into the early evening. Small chance tomorrow, only 20% though, likely going to stay dry. It looks mainly dry through the weekend. We'll watch Saturday for a small chance for some moisture, and then early next week we're going to start to see those chances for rain begin to pick back up across the region. 10-day forecast for select cities across the state. Again, you can see the cooler weather today, a little bit warmer tomorrow, but then Friday through Monday we start to see some of that warmer weather return. Again, pools finally going to be opening up as temperatures finally warm back up. And then kind of a mixed bag for temperatures as we head kind of through the middle parts of the work week next week into late next week. Dew points, again, they're going to be held in check for us at least over the next couple days, but it does look like some more of the summertime humidity and those humid conditions look to kind of re-enter the forecast. Won't be necessarily the first time this season, but it looks like it could be the first time this season we see a more prolonged stretch of humid conditions return as dew points are going to be back into the 60s. It's under 70 degrees, it looks like, as we head through the week next week. But again, that also return in the moisture will also aid in the chances for some rain across the area. As again, the 8 to 14 day hazard outlook does have part of the area outlined for the threat of some moderate to heavy rain, and so we'll keep an eye on that. Rain chances today again are going to be highest across the western sections of the state, lower in the eastern southeastern sections of the state. Small chances tomorrow. Friday is mainly dry. Saturday we'll have a small chance for some moisture. Sunday looks mainly dry. And then as we head into the week next week, again, those rain chances look like they'll linger across the area. 8 to 14 day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. This covers June 4th through June 10th. Tends to favor cooler than normal conditions across western sections of the state, warmer than normal conditions across parts of southeastern Nebraska, and trending wetter than normal through this time frame as well, June 4th through June 10th. In fact, again, you look at the 8 to 14 day hazards from the National Weather Service. Again, they have parts of Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio outlined for the threat of some excessive heat during that time frame. So again, not necessarily us, but again, areas off to our east. But then again, slight to moderate risk for some heavy precipitation across parts of central and eastern Nebraska, across the upper Midwest as we head through this time frame as well. And it looks like this would be kind of in the June 4th to June maybe 5th time frame. So parts midweek next week. Again, this is just looking in the long range. Looking at some of the patterns, again, by no means is this certainly a done deal, but something we're going to keep an eye on as we head over the course of the next several days to kind of see how that pattern evolves, to see if we do in fact, or will in fact see that threat for some heavier rain in the forecast, which, again, we don't necessarily want it all at once, but again, with our moisture deficit that we have across the state, again, here in Lincoln, more than 4 inches below normal for our liquid precipitation year to date, we would take some of that moisture in a heartbeat. So that'll be something that we keep an eye on, again, in the longer range part of the forecast for the week next week. But today, again, dealing with areas of dense fog through the morning, and then, again, parts of western central Nebraska going to be dealing with some rain as we head through the day today. Again, here in Lincoln, that rain chance likely doesn't arrive until mid to late afternoon, early evening, and expecting it to be mainly just some light rain as well. But we'll keep an eye on that. So, again, make sure you keep it tuned to 1011 both on air and online as we head through the day today and through the week into the weekend for the latest forecast updates. So until next time, appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching. Hope everyone has a nice Wednesday.